Hello BGM, how are you today? I guess that was really amazing, sweet and lovely, sonorous, melodic, and it was good. It was good, right? Well, don't mind me. I'm scoring myself, but well, for every musician, for every instrument player out there, if you play something good, you would know you played something good. And even God, when He created the earth, created every element, and us, He saw it was good. He sat down to admire it, yes. So that's why I feel what I played sounded really, really good. And today I'll be talking with respect to what I played, and that is how to sound melodic. We live in a time and age where everything is so fast. Everybody is moving with speed. We all want to get somewhere so fast. When you're driving in town, there's so much traffic and everyone is under pressure. Someone just wants to, bash your car sometimes. There's so much speed right now. Everybody is fast. Everyone is on the fast lane. And I think this same speed also has found its way into music, even though it has been there for quite a while. But somehow it has found its way into music right now. Everyone wants to play fast. But the truth is, must you play fast? Now, music is not necessary or does not necessarily have to do with how fast you are, how speedy your fingers are. In fact, music has nothing to do with how speedy your fingers are. Music has to do with being pleasant. Now, I'm not trying to say that playing with speed is wrong, because I play with speed a lot. So it's not wrong, but the truth is, how much have you sat down with music to discover the sweetness in sometimes just one note, or sometimes just a combination of two notes, moving on your major scale, or a combination of two notes patterns on your pentatonic scale, or a combination of two note patterns on your diatonic scale, or a combination of two note patterns on the components of your triad chord. How many times have you sat down to actually unlock the sweetness within those notes? It's not really about how fast, but sometimes you really need to understand that your dynamics have to come into question here. I've taught you a lot about dynamics, but when it comes to building a beautiful solo, if you don't know how to combine those dynamics or those components or those elements, then at the end of the day, you sound like this. I'm even trying to play wrongly. It's not coming true. But the truth is, if you don't learn how to properly apply those dynamics, then at the end of the day, you end up building a solo that really doesn't make any musical sense. What I played here was just a combination of chords, and I tried to repeat the same chords on a minor third, or let me say a tone and half. So if really I want to sound sweet, I mustn't play with speed. I could just resound some of my notes in a way that every note carries essence and substance. So sometimes you need to sit down, like I said, not even sometimes, you need to sit down with the music to discover the sweet parts of it. Just like if you're married, you have a wife, legally married, and married by law if you have a wife, definitely if you want to know what makes her happy, you definitely will have to sit down with her. Same thing with music. If you want to know the sweet parts of music that adds the pleasantness to your piece or to your musical piece, then you would have to sit down and carefully take time to discover where those notes are. I told you earlier on, there are not 12 keys in music. There are uncountable keys in music. And those uncountable keys are basically keys that you've been able to decipher in your mind on how to make music, or how to unlock the sweetness in music, how to unlock it. Those are the keys. So, for example, I want to build a solo or improvise. Let me say, okay, let me go back to the key of E major around you are Alpha and Omega. On a good day, I would have thought of playing like this. Sorry, on the key of E major. That's not bad. But really, I would love to apply some dynamics. I know I've taught you this before, but I'm just using this song to add to my point. I would rather play it this way. Applied a lot of vibrato, hammer on, and all that. Now, someone who wants to play with speed might want to go this way. Now, that is not bad if you have the right dynamics applied to it. But if you really don't have that level of speed, it's not necessary. Everyone has a level of speed they can cope with. The level of speed I can cope with can be absolutely different from the level of speed you can cope with. So sometimes you might just go softly. What I played here was Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, Re. Now, if I want to play the next line with speed, I could go. Or I'll go. But I mustn't play with speed. I could be melodic using my dynamics. So I could go. That is one. Then another thing is, I can actually use combinations of jumps here. So now, to sound melodic at the point of improvising on this song, I could go. Now I jumped a jump of 4 from So, Do. So now I made my So, I made my So like a passing note. That's at the point of improvising on the song. Now on Re, Mi, Fa, I could go. You can see I'm bending the notes, adding some kind of tension to the strings. So at the point of an elementary player will probably just go. But I mustn't strike all my notes. I can make use of dynamics here to sound sonorous. So I'll go. You can see I added vibrato. And I could also go this way, improvising on it. Now, I'm not necessarily playing. I don't necessarily have to run that fast, but I could just pick my notes. So the essence now is making sure that every note you play carries meaning. So it's not really about how many notes you sound, but how good you sound even just one note. For example, I'm going to play a combination I play always quite a number of times on my stuff. Whenever I'm improvising, it's just pentatonic. But the way I would play it will sound a lot different from, I'll play it in its natural or normal form. Then I'll play it adding dynamics and little jumps or patterns to it, and you see the difference. Don't forget, the essence of this course is to help you understand that it's not really always about speed, but your choice of notes and how you sound those notes. For example, I want to play this. Now I'll go. Now you saw the difference there. Instead of. Now this might still make sense, but if I'm playing, it's quite fast. Yes, it might sound lovely, but the truth is sometimes your speed might just be within the range of. Now you can see I added some dynamics that made it sound sweet. It's just like adding sugar to granite. Granite is sweet on its own. But now when you add sugar and mix it together, it brings a different flavor and makes you longing for more. So whenever you play, I need you to understand that you mustn't necessarily be so fast. I mean, you mustn't necessarily play your notes with all the speed on earth. But as much as possible, irrespective of whatever speed level you are on or you are in at that time, your notes can still make sense. No speed. Now, I didn't necessarily have to play so many fast notes, but in the end of the day, I made sense with my solo. So as much as possible, whenever you want to improvise, make sure you're not doing far much more than you should. Or let me say, make sure you're not going overboard. Try to stick with the speed level you can work with and grace your notes with with some sweet dynamics. Grace your notes with some sweet dynamics and be careful about your choice of notes. A lot of times I love to walk around the sevenths. Like for example, when I'm going, If you observe, I love walking around. Whenever I'm ending my song, Ezemo, I'm repeating it. Then I'm going to my one now. So let your choice of notes speak. Sit with the music. Discover new ways to play your notes. Really, there's nothing you will play that has not been played. But there's a way you will play that will sound absolutely different, that will sound exactly like you. Have a lovely day. Keep experimenting. Keep trying it out. God bless you.